What's up, everybody? It's Keefe. I'm back once again with the weekly ritual. Can't speak words today. Ghost Cults, new show everywhere on the web. Feel free to come on through. This is your show too. Uh, we do this every Thursday, doing the rock and metal news, bringing you the week you missed, the week in review. That's what I'm doing here. That's why I do what I do. And I'm just making sure everybody is coming on all the things, which I appreciate. And thanks for being here. Again, feel free to ask questions, jump in the chat, all that jazz. I'll drop the tip menu in a second if you want to check it out. Much appreciated, much love. We got a lot to get through this week in a short amount of time. Thanks for being here. I'm just making sure one last thing is ready before we jump in and do the thing. How's everybody doing out there? It is already mid-November. The holidays are upon us, which is fucking crazy. I don't know about you, but it's fucking crazy to me. That is almost the holiday time. Hope everybody's well. That's what we're doing here, is doing a little vibe check on everybody. Let's see. Sending a few more of these around and down. Do all the things. All right. Let us rock and roll. We got a November-themed graphic that I like to do. See if you get the significance or not. Black Clad Demon is here. What up, pal? Thanks for being in our live stream the other night. I really appreciate you. I miss Halloween too. Melissa's here. The love of my life, by the way. Hello. I miss it too. I remember Halloween. All right. So we always start with the announcements, and we do a little rock and metal history as well as the week that was. Solon Victo, what up, brother? We still got to get that interview together. I am winding down my year in terms of my availability. So let's get something on the books in the next couple of weeks if time permits. And let's talk about all the things. Thanks for being here. All right. We had some losses. This is a story. I missed last week because I was sick. I met my dietitian this week. I had a huge healthcare update. I have a lot of stuff going on. Randall B. Dunn is also here. I got a lot of healthcare stuff going on, health, mental, and physical stuff going on that I need to take care of, and I am taking care of. But I brought this story back up a couple of weeks ago that the beloved bodega cat of the Mission District in San Francisco, nearby where I live, was killed by a Waymo that did not stop at a stoplight. We have a lot of automated cars here in San Francisco, and I know they're getting all over the country. I think there was something like 50,000 automated rides, no driverless rides in cabs and cars. And Waymo actually put out a statement that they knew about the death of Kit Kat, the cat. And I just thought that was interesting that this is, the world we live in, that at least they put a statement out, which I appreciated, but, it doesn't take away the fact that the cat was a beloved fixture of my neighborhood. All righty. Other people who passed away this week. Larry Brooks, not going to be a big name for most people, but if you're a hockey fan, you have probably read something Larry Brooks wrote, or you remember him being on broadcast. I grew up reading Larry Brooks's column in the New York Post as a New Yorker. My dad used to say the New York Post and the Daily News was only good for the sports section and the cat litter box. But Larry was a treasure. He had a deep and beloved knowledge of the whole history of hockey, and he passed away at 75 this week. Also, Lenny Wilkens. Most people older than me know Lenny Wilkens, the basketball player for the Portland Supersonics, Seattle Supersonics, and the Portland Trailblazers. It'll escape me there for a minute. And then obviously much more so as a legendary basketball coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Atlanta Hawks. Rest in power to Lenny Wilkens. I think he was sick for a very long time with cancer, which super sucks. Hey, Gabe is here. What up, Gabe? Gabe's got a big album coming out tomorrow. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Want to do the album's rundown of the week. Also passing away sadly this week, the penny is getting pulled out of existence. I don't know if that's permanent, but they've been talking about this for years in the USA. Don't throw your pennies out yet. I think they are, soon to, maybe make a comeback someday. But there are like 13 million pennies in circulation, by the way. This is a sad one. I'm a huge, I don't know if you know this, but Keefe is a huge cinephile. And so, Tatsuya Nakadai, sorry if I said that incorrectly, Nakadai-san, one of the greatest actors in Japanese film history. I think most people know him from Yojimbo or Harakiri or Ran. Most of the Kurosawa films had him, Kwaidan and other things, The Human Condition. Incredible long-lived actor in Japanese cinema history. Very, very sad to hear of his passing. Miney Steffens, who was a celebrity chef, died in a terrible helicopter crash. I feel like it has been a very bad year for celebrity chefs, including celebrity chefs with that hairdo. Seem to be dying left and right. Very sorry about that. And not sure why, but rest in power. She was not that old, kind of very tragic. I think her helicopter crashed in to some power lines. Jesus. Zach is here with a question mark. Becky is here, and Saint Lethal is here. What up, what up, what up, what up? Nuclear Dudes is here. New album out tomorrow. We're going to run an interview with y'all tomorrow, also done by our own Morgan Evans. Betty Harford, man, I watched so much Dallas and Dynasty and the Colbys as a kid. It's amazing that I'm not jumping on every fucking dick in the world. But Betty was serving up sass as the maid or the head housekeeper on Dynasty, and I watched like every episode of Dynasty with my mom. It was fucking nuts. She passed away this week. Very sad. And Dwayne Roberts, the inventor of the frozen burrito, died. And the internet never lets me down with this. Dwayne Roberts, inventor of the frozen burrito, has died. His body is now cold, but only in the middle. Fuck. You got to give it up. Comedy always. Lead with humor if you can, because life is going to kick you in the gooey bits every chance it can. Also, I missed Godzilla Day. I was promoting Godzilla Day in the run-up to November. Godzilla Day passed, and I just want to shout out Godzilla. When it feels like the world is against you, kill it. And we're getting a new Godzilla, the sequel or follow-up to Godzilla -1, Godzilla 0 in 2027. Probably the best Godzilla movie I have ever seen outside of the original ones, and it was all done with practical effects and movie magic and not things. D-Mark, feel free to, we will review songs if you jump in our YouTube and you tip us. Otherwise, you can DM me your music and I'll check it out when I'm off the show, if that helps. I like to try to support every underground artist, even genres I don't particularly listen to. I'll listen to everybody's music and give you my thoughts. In more happy news, like the Godzilla news, this week was the anniversary of the debut appearance of rocker Suzi Quatro on Happy Days as Leather Tuscadero, Fonzie's sometime girlfriend. Kind of fun. Bram Stoker would have celebrated a birthday if he was immortal and a vampire, which he is not, but this is awesome. Nightmare on Film Street. I love this little graphic they put together and their logo. Shout out to them. Celebrating birthdays this week, Corey Glover of Living Color, friend to Ghost Cult, and an awesome, incredible singer. Maybe, again, I was making a case for Living Color as one of the most underrated bands of all time, actually. Greg Graffin of Bad Religion celebrated birthday this week. Travis Barker has a birthday this week. Lucky to be alive. Laura Jane Grace of Against Me in her vast solo career. Happy birthday, Laura. You rule. Still on my bucket list for a sometime interview. Bart Goldberg, thanks for the love on Facebook for watching. I appreciate you and everybody else watching on TikTok and Twitch and YouTube and Instagram. I still have like a trace of a cough. Chelsea Wolf celebrates a birthday tomorrow. I saw her this year, and we covered her several times this year. Incredible year for her. Frankie Benali of Quiet Riot would have turned 71 this week. God damn, I hate cancer. What a fucking shame. Angela Gasau would have has turned 51. Sorry. Just feel like I feel the loss of her as the front woman of Arch Enemy, but she's still out there rocking. She did a Barry Sanders and she retired young. She walked away kind of young. Also celebrating a birthday this week is Zach Myers of Shinedown, shot here by Evil Rob Photography. Also by Evil Rob Photography, our dude, Caggiano, Rob Caggiano, formerly of Volbeat, formerly of Anthrax, from my hometown of the Bronx, New York. Love that dude. Always with an interesting hat. Had the beanie for like 15 years, and then he started wearing newsy hats and the chapeau and the bowler hat. Much respect. Celebrating album anniversaries this week. If you've seen our social media, you saw posts about Meshuggah, Chaos Fear, maybe arguably their best record. Motorhead's arguably best record, Ace of Spades. King is here. Harlow's 2-day Black Metal Festival. Word, I will check into that. Thank you, brother. I will tell you, King dropped into our comments section on YouTube this week and gave me kind of a tip. And I couldn't find anything of the band acknowledging it or talking about it. So I don't have that news bit here in the show. They didn't make any announcement about it. I don't know if they were deleting comments. Nothing against them. I know they went through a singer change and we had interviewed the previous singer. But I just wanted to say, I appreciate tips. If you got tips, hit us an email. Send us an email. DM us. Emails go to submissions@ghostcultmag.com. I check that inbox personally. DM us on all the socials. But if I can't verify something with a band, I can't use it, because I don't want to. I hate printing retractions. I have printed a few. Maybe I'll talk about that someday. That'll be a good live stream topic. Worst news stories or retractions. Other bands with an album anniversary this week. Thanks again, King. You rule. And we will hang out at some point in the show. The Mighty Contract, the second album by Rotting Christ, I think. Opeth's classic, maybe their best album, maybe the best melodic death metal album ever. That's not by At the Gates. Opeth, Deliverance. I have this on vinyl, as well as its brother, Damnation. Sentenced Down, great band, great album. And that's just a quick run through this week because we're in the time crunch here. But yeah, man, thanks. Erica's here. What's up, Erica? Two A's. We'll just drop the tip menu in the show notes here. Feel free to feel tipsy. We accept tips. We do have some advertising, but we do not have corporate backing. I was in touch today. I'll talk about that in a second. I was in touch today with my homie Dylan from Lamb Goat, talking about some business over Messenger and text. And yeah, so if you want to buy us a coffee on Ko-fi, be a real one for $25. Again, my dude who wanted me to jump in and rate his song. Come on in on YouTube, drop us a super chat or a super thanks or a super like or whatever it is, and I will play your song live and discuss it, even if it's something I don't like as a fan of music. But I like most genres. All right, that's our Cash App. That's the deal. All right. Let's just normalize this photo. Unfortunately, y'all on TikTok can't see this incredible photo of Maynard James Keenan at a party. The photo is dated 2009, but this is clearly Maynard in the early 90s. I'm not sure what's going on with this. And I'm trying to figure out who this chick is. Maynard with a very weird, I don't know if that's his real hair or hair piece or what. Go weigh in and tell me in the comments what you think, if that's his real hair. All right. Time for some features. Here, I'll go back and embiggen myself. Yo, it's me. Features at Ghost Cult this week, and I missed last week, so we're going to double it up real quick. Again, I'm jumping on every Monday afternoon at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, whatever time Europe, and we are updating the lineup every week, a little bit at a time, of the Mojave Experience Festival. The inaugural festival is kicking off at Joshua Tree, March 20th and 21st, 2026, and I will be there. Ghost Cult will be representing, and I'm really excited about this. Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. Unnamed bass player without the bass and drum parts will play by backing tracks. Yeah, I mean, okay, I get it. You know, um, I think the most important thing for bands you can do to help your career and be trustworthy and supportable is to be transparent. And I know that's hard to do, and the road is unforgiving. I jumped on a live stream this week and I talked about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at length. I reviewed the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony. I watched the entire thing. You can still watch it on Paramount Plus. And I talked about the bands that were put in. I'll talk a little bit more about it in a minute. But I did a deep dive this week, over an hour, talking about all the bands that are not in, that should be in, who should be in next from rock, metal, and punk. I probably have some thoughts about hip hop, but I didn't really go there. But maybe next time. Big feature interviews this week. You can check these interviews out on our YouTube, and you can check these interviews out wherever you listen to podcasts. I talked to Vince of Evoken. Their new album is out, and it is a banger. Absolute brilliant avant-garde black and death metal album. Also, my umpteenth interview with Max Cavalera of Soulfly went live this week. I have talked to Max about every single project he has ever had. We have I would say this really quick. Thanks, Anti-Mons Beast. I appreciate you. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, there's a lot of times, hey, Rubber Band Man is here. What's up? I'm going to sing that next time you pop into one of these streams. I'm singing the song for you. But, I just want to say for a second, I interviewed Max, and he's always great to me. Gloria is always great to me. Richie, Zion, Igor the younger, Igor the brother, they've all been great to me. And I just want to say, like, a lot of the stuff we do is thankless and is hard and takes a lot of energy and money and hours I cannot get back, but I do this because I love this. And Max is one of the people who helps validate me, the journalist and interviewer, that makes me feel good about what I do. And so I'm so grateful that Max, shows that love and respects us. And, it means a lot to me because I talk very frequently with my peers. This is a very thankless endeavor. Thanks, Rubber Band Man. I appreciate you just for being here and saying that. Also, last week, because I wasn't here to talk about it, Shock Narcotic, Jeff Tuttle, formerly of the Dillinger Escape Plan, Dillinger Compound will probably pop up at some point here or next time. And great interview. Shock Narcotic just finished opening for Pantera and Amon Amarth on a whole bunch of dates. And Jeff is brilliant, and he's got a lot of thoughts about death metal and the band. And I talked to the great Roger Moret of Agnostic Front. I had interviewed Vinny Stigma before. I had met Roger and Vinny on many occasions, and Mike Gallo. This was my first time talking with Roger, and it was like a real blast from the past for both of us. New Agnostic Front album, Echoes in Eternity, out now on Reigning Phoenix Music. More news about the Reigning Phoenix label coming up. Okay. Also, on the podcast, exclusively on our podcast channels, I interviewed James Kent, a.k.a. Perturbator. I just listened to this whole record not too long ago with my girlfriend, Melissa. Phenomenal new album out now, Age of Aquarius. Got guest appearances from Author and Punisher and Over and a bunch of other people, Alcest, and just a killer artist. I think, Gabe, you would really dig Perturbator if you're not familiar. And great interview with him. He's French, so the number one thing you can do with French people is not insult them by trying to speak French words at them. But James, great interview, went up this week on our podcast. Also, friend of the show, Ghost Cult contributor, my podcast partner, Don Delamont, also my podcast partner on the Glacially Musical Podcast. Don's new album, Dancing on My Father's Grave and Other Stories, comes out tomorrow on Dark Waters Records. Features a song with Marissa Nadler, the current single, the hearse they wrote in on. Incredible stuff. I'm really proud of my friend, but also, like, if we weren't friends, I would still dig this album. This is a record for fans of Nick Cave, Tom Waits, Amigo the Devil, goddamn Gallows even a little bit sometimes. Good stuff. Also, so that's all the features. French fries are American. Yeah, well, technically, not even French. They are Belgian. But that's a whole nother story. Pommes frites. When I was in Amsterdam and the rest of the Netherlands, they eat French fries in Europe with mayo. They don't really have tomato ketchup the way we do. It's wild. Mayo on everything. It's certainly better than ranch. Ranch is like the jizz of all condiments. I don't know. It's just my gut feeling. So, metal festivals. Here's what we're working with this week. Eindhoven Metal Meeting is coming up. I'm doing big in this again. We are hoping to cover this for I don't know how many years. We haven't covered every single year, but we've covered most of them in Ghost Cult's existence of 13 years. Headlined by Hypocrisy. Co-owner Omar would love to go to this. Triptychon, Gorgoroth, Terrorizer with an exclusive set, Possessed, Batushka, Tribulation, Sinister, Suicidal Angels, Ancient, N-Style, and Oceans, Mark Redding, Furia, Pessimist, Nightfall, High Parasite. That's the band that Aaron, formerly of My Dying Bride, is in. We've covered a bit now, and a bunch of others. Looking forward to this festival. Hopefully we get to cover it. Also announced this week, the initial lineup of Headbangers Boat late last week. Headbangers Boat 2026. They just finished the 2025 cruise, which was apparently huge. Lamb of God, of course, Zach Sabbath, Dillinger Escape Plan. Keep hearing they're going to retire. Dillinger Compound's not here to back this up. Keep hearing they're going to pack it in. Dillinger Escape Plan, In Flames, expected new album soon. War, The Haunted, and more. X-Comps, I see 200 Stab Wounds. That's a great band I saw live a few times. Kelso Ashby 3 is here. What up, what up, what up? All right. Beyond the Gates Festival has announced a bunch of new bands, headlined by Emperor, Testament. Usually this is a black and death metal festival. Testament, though, their new album's a banger. And I have an interview coming up soon with Chuck Billy. Alcest, 1349, Rotting Christ, Bolzer, Spectral Wound, Warning, the doom metal band, Castle Rat, Fortress, and many more. Saturnella Temple. Ooh, that's a good one. Great fucking lineup. And that's going to be a whole banger next summer in Norway. Go to the woods and listen to black metal while bonfires burn. Patch vesting metalheads commune. Inferno Fest coming up a little sooner than next summer. Mayhem, Deicide, Enslaved, Old Man's Child, The Covenant. Headlined by our friend and former interviewee, Sarah Jezebel Deva, formerly of Cradle of Filth. Canonfieber, Tormentor, Samael, Primordial Incantation, Auden, Hordem Reif, Myrrh. It's very confusing that there's a band Myrrh and there's a band Mer. Good luck. Mork, Firespawn, Diverza, Carnivore AD. I feel like Carnivore AD has the guy that looks like Peter Steele in it. Gross. But no shade on the Carnivore dudes who I grew up watching. Night, liking that band a lot. Hierophant, Mir, again, Mir, Myrrh, and Mer. What the fuck? And a bunch of other bands. Kyvern Deep, Fever Sea, Hermit Dream, Senti. We'll talk more about that as it gets closer. Maybe we'll cover it. We've covered a few of them. Ripple Music's anniversary party. I am probably going to this. This will probably be my last show of 2026. Fireball Ministry. I do not miss them, and that's the only reason I would go. But also Ripple Music, great label. We cover a lot of their bands. I'm hoping to get an interview with Todd, their owner. The Return of Zed and Black Wolf. That's at Bottom of the Hill, one of my favorite venues in the Bay Area. Moving right along. Whoop, going too fast. Blood Moon Ritual is a black and death metal festival, mostly black metal, taking place in Montreal, and it is anti-fascist, anti-racist black metal. Black metal definitely has problems with those issues. But Massey Arms, a bunch of other bands that I can't read legible logos, but we ran the story on this when I saw it. This is put up also in collaboration with the Black Metal Rainbows book folks. So, good times. Also, Space Echo Fest from the makers of Cold Waves. Cold Waves is the long-running industrial metal, industrial music festival in Chicago. And so, Cold Waves is kind of branching out with this like avant-garde stoner doom festival. So, Failure, 30 years of Fantastic Planet, one of my favorite albums ever. I have it on vinyl. I sing Nurse Who Loved Me all the time at karaoke. Baroness, who I saw on my birthday, probably my top show of the year. And you will know us by the Trail of the Dead. Torch, who is back, unretired. Shiner, Ringo Death Star, great name. Spotlights, who I love to pieces and have interviewed before. Slow Mass, Bleary Eyed, and many more coming soon at Radius in Chi-Town. Arctangent Festival, we brought you the news about this a few weeks ago. Just a reminder, Igor, Perturbator, Chatpile, Alcest, and Oathbreaker, the return of Oathbreaker, and a bunch more. Svalbard in one of their last shows ever. I might have to go to that Prepare the Ground festival to see Svalbard, or else I'm going to cry. This also looks really good. Glacial Mutilation Fest with Morning High, Averse, friends of the show, and Opal in the Sky. Averse, big fan of them. And again, reminder, Planet Desert Rock Weekend 6 is taking place at the end of January, early February in Las Vegas. Atomic Bitch Wax, The Devil and the Almighty Blues, Fuzz Sagrado, Freedom Hawk, The Quill, Throttle Red, The Well, great band, I have some of their vinyl, Heavy Eyes, Dirty Streets, Kaiser, Saturnia, Isaac, St. Karloff, I think has to drop off, Hi There's a Queen, Bone Church, Phantom Lord, Familiars, and a few others. Oh, Failure, dude, so sick. And I think they have a new record coming for next year. I don't know if you know that I interviewed Ken Andrews of Failure for their new documentary you can watch now on Disney Plus and Hulu. And that's a great interview if you want to really deep dive into the band. It is a brutal watch if you love the band. Like, should have been like big, like Tool and Nine Inch Nails, and just did not happen for them because of drugs. But they're back and they're alive and they're doing shit. So it's great. March the Rock Island Metal Fest, I believe in Vancouver Island, British Columbia, next summer is open to bands. If you want to go play a metal festival, you could get on there and play if you've got your shit together. Check it out. Well, Welcome to Rockville lineup, now that Sonic Temple has dropped, is due to drop. They've been announcing bands, but the full lineup is due any day now, so stay tuned. All right, that's all the festivals this week. We'll bring more and more and more as we get closer to 2026 metal concerts. And there was a lot of tours announced this week, so this is just a sample. Don't get freaking mad at me. Not that Iron Maiden's added more dates since we first announced this, but Megadeth is the story here. Megadeth has announced, and I think it's in the farewell album, farewell tour, one more year of touring, and they put tickets on sale. And then Dave Mustaine gives his first interview about anything and says, I could see us going for 3 or 4 more years or 5 more years. Bro, this is the same thing Oasis did. This is the same. Don't do this. If it's a farewell tour, it's a farewell tour. Tell us when it ends. And fucking, oh, nice, relatable. Tell us when it ends, man. We're spending a lot of money on it. I know you want to sell tickets. But tell us when the tour is it 3 to 5 is not a good number. I'm sorry, it's just not. Tell us when it's going to end, or it's I don't know. I'm sorry. I'll get off my old man yells at a cloud thing. Foo Fighters again. You're going to see Foo Fighters, Guns N' Roses, AC/DC with all the same stuff. Iron Maiden put tickets on sale, astronomically priced tickets, not selling out. Tickets will be available. My best advice to you is just sit on your money, wait a few months. You're going to see things like Groupon pop up and other things. And sometimes the shows will sell out like Oasis did. And then I think we're heading into probably a recession. I'm not a financial expert, but my gut feeling says recession, depression for 26. And so, if you've got disposable income and you want to go to concerts, you don't have to you got to buy them the first day because it's hard. You can't even win against the bots. Same thing with Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi's adding now double or triple this amount of shows that he's announced or they've announced. And I have the new Bon Jovi, history book that I'm really excited to unbox and review at some point. But I don't know. John he has trouble singing. His voice is kind of shot and his hearing is going. I don't know if he can do 20 shows in a row. I just don't think so. But okay. I'm not rooting against him. Vinny Appice's Sabbath Nights, a night of Black Sabbath, is coming to Los Angeles December 19th with special guest Truth in Captivity, California Villain, Pandemic Unleashed featuring ghost cultist Morgan Y. Evans of Walking Bombs, Soul Intentions band Black Hole Suns, great name. Just if they don't play Black Hole Sun, I think I would riot. They better go be playing Black Hole Sun, even just as a jam. And then Sugar Fix. Vinny is going to play stuff from across his own greatest hits of Black Sabbath and Dio. Great guy. Geoff Tate's Operation Mindcrime is on tour right now. San Diego tonight, Beverly Hills for some reason tomorrow. I saw some video of this. Looks like he's kind of playing bars. Lots of luck. I love Jeff and I love Queensryche, and the next series on Glacially Musical Podcast is going to be Queensryche after we do a Chaser next week live, but I don't know. Puscifer, again, tickets are on sale now. New Puscifer album coming soon. They've already dropped the second single. Very excited. Our homies in Desolate. This is, I wish that I could just, Scotty, beam me up. I wish that I could teleport to New York City on Saturday and then teleport back because I need to be here to see my homies in Desolate, including members of Alakeen's Gun with Jess Pimentel. Desolate, one of the best heavy metal, thrash, hardcore bands in New York City history, in my opinion. I used to play gigs with them back in the day. Which Force Lies Beneath, friends of ours also. Bowhead and Furia, not the Furia from Europe, but American Furia, playing at the Brooklyn Monarch Saturday. Go out and support some live local music, or else we're not going to have this shit anymore. Def Club, who released their Awesome Demand Happiness tour, is on tour also right now. They just, all the 31G label bands are probably getting off Spotify. They've been putting out sort of fuck ICE and fuck Spotify stuff, and why not? I'm down. Sublime, I don't have the poster for this. A great shot here from last summer, shot by my partner Omar. Sublime is going to be playing Red Rocks for the first time to celebrate the 30th anniversary of 1996's self-titled debut album. Sublime, you know, the one with all the hits, the one you go to karaoke and drunkenly say, "Get back to Santeria," but like they're actually great with the kid, and I'm really excited. Hell is Here. Hell is Home tour by Body Snatcher is already, tickets are already going quick. This looks pretty fun. Big ass truck is on that. Psycho Frame music with some good ass bands or some spring hardcore. Sad news as Forbidden has postponed their show that was supposed to be at the end of this month, is now pushed to April 3rd, 2026. Necrot will not be able to be on the show. Culture, Warfare, and Unpassing. I don't know who that is, but Cultural Warfare is fun. But anyway, Cultural Warfare, yeah. Forbidden. I'm very excited about a new Forbidden album next year. Norm Skinner of Forbidden had a gallbladder surgery, which I had on my 30th birthday 23 years ago. So get well soon, Norm, and looking forward to a new Forbidden single and video soon and a new album. Very excited. Just a reminder, we are more than halfway through the show. If you want to drop a tip for me, to quote Sublime, I appreciate it. Thank you. We'll be going live again next week a couple times, Monday, possibly Tuesday and Wednesday also. Fable Beard. Let's talk about some Fable Beard products. Ghost Cull affiliate partners include Fable Beard. Look at my beautiful beard. Today, I use the Mystic Wood Scented Marksman Scent Co-Wash, and my beard is wonderfully soft and great. I was feeling shitty all last week, and guys, you know, when you don't feel well or you don't get out of the house for a few days, your hygiene might be lacking. But if you want to actually have some success and not scare away people of any sex from talking to you, you definitely want to get down with Fable Beard. And you can win, they have monthly drawings for like a $500 free box of stuff, which would be fun. They send them in these little packages. It's kind of gorgeous packaging. I just got a new one in the mail. And for the first time ever, I have one of their other beard products I haven't tried yet, the Wizard Beard Balm. So let's check out. I got the billing. They send these awesome mails because it's all like Dungeons and Dragons themed. Heartburn City, for real. It's got like a little wax seal on it, like Game of Thrones. I fucking love it. If you're a nerd like me, this is just going to float your boat and flip your wig. Products are beautifully made, all natural, no chemicals or harmful shit. I really love them. Shout out again to my awesome, amazing, incredible girlfriend for turning me on to Fable Beard. They have a women's or a femme line called Fable Beauty. This thing came with a little postcard. Dear adventurer, with the changing of seasons, new adventures await. Autumn colors will soon paint the skyline, and we hope the beauty above brings joy to you all. Thank you for choosing Fable Beard Company. I tell this to bands and brands all the time. Put in a little note card. Show a little initiative. Do something creative and cool. It is fucking appreciated. And here's the beard balm. Let's check it out. Comes in this little tin. Can fit in your little pocket. Oh, so this is a scent I haven't had before, and I think the Wizard is like mulled cider and vanilla and earth. Pretty cool. A little dab on the fingers, and nice. Nice and woodsy. There we go. Get a little on the old mustache whiskers there so we don't give road rash to my partner. Anyway, Fable Beard. Sign up with the link in our description. You get $10 off your first purchase, and we get free credits toward more products. So good for me. Also, again, if you're come here and you go to ghostcultmag.com and see our website, advertising you see comes from Lambgoat Media, the meaner version of Ghost Cult, basically. Metal Disciple has joined. Hello. So, lambgoat.com. They have a bunch of other brands in their ad network. If you've got a brand or a store or a band, or you have an album coming out, hit up Lambgoat and get your stuff advertised on all our sites. And last and not least, if you're watching this everywhere but StreamYard, or everywhere but TikTok, you're watching this through StreamYard. Gosh. So, StreamYard is your one-stop shop for all your streaming needs. And that is all our affiliate partners. We're on all the socials. Thanks for watching from everywhere. Everybody that's here, thank you so much. I'm very appreciative. Twitch, if you follow us, we'll follow you back when I get off the line here. And now we're going to whip through the end of the show. Here we go. The rest of the news rundown. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducted Soundgarden among a bunch of other artists. I'm really happy about this. I thought it was very well done. It was interesting to see Jerry Cantrell performing with Soundgarden. Alice in Chains clearly overlooked and needs to be in, has been eligible for a long time. Iron Maiden should have been in a long time ago. Who has, I know the Hall of Fame is, suspect, but like this, we have it, so let's discuss it. If you've got a comment, I did this already on a very vast discussion the other night, but if you want to drop a comment, who is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that deserves to be in from rock and metal or adjacent music genres specifically, drop a comment. Also, the Grammy Awards nominated their things, and it's a lot of the usual suspects. Ghost and Spirit Box again, even though they haven't won yet. And Turnstile got nominated for 5 Grammys. Do you not give a shit about the Grammys? I don't really give a shit about the Grammys. I love to complain about the Grammys. But what do you think about the Grammy Awards? They probably will not. They will not give the Metal and Rock Awards on air, probably, and they will not have rock and metal artists performing on air. But these things help record labels. So Turnstile is still on a pretty big record label there for rock. Warner Brothers owns Roadrunner, who has Turnstile. Gojira won last year, which was like considered a coup for such an formerly underground band, and that had to do with the Olympics and everything. So anyway, Turnstile, good for them. Please stop sending me footage of the Miss World contestant that sings death metal from the band Deceases. Yes, we know. Yes, I saw it. Yes, she ruled. She didn't win Miss World, but I think she won Miss World Chile, but she didn't win the world. She got beat by somebody else. I just like that, like metal in unexpected places is always welcome. But yes, I fucking saw it. Please stop sending me and tagging me. Thank you. Poppy has announced a new album. Probably, she's having a humongous year, nominated for a Grammy at the start of the year with Knock Loose. Her new album is coming soon. She dropped a new single and a video, and apparently Sumerian sent an email to me today that was like, our vinyl variants and merch is already selling out completely. Like, holy shit. People who stand Poppy, they stand hard. You know what I'm saying? Hard, like JB Justa. Dogma, the controversy continues. Dogma continues their tour while former members continue to speak out. I didn't have a chance to because I was sick, but I was going to do a live stream on this. Should I do a live stream on this next week? If this is still a thing, let me know how you feel. Sludge Metal Cereal is here. Hello. Slayer has announced a deluxe box set for the 40th anniversary of their debut album, Hell Awaits. Technically Haunting the Chapel's an EP, not a full album. I don't know. It looks pretty rad. I don't need like Hell Awaits with a liquid inside the vinyl. I don't think that helps the sound or anything. Is it cool looking? Sure. But I don't need this thing. But anyway, Hell Awaits. All right. Wolf Van Halen, again, celebrating his new album, The End, gave some interviews. I would still love to talk to him someday. And he said that he is finally feeling sort of confident and comfortable with himself, that this is the most original he has felt as an artist, where he wasn't still kind of copying his dad, Van Halen, which I think is fun. Die Krupps, one of the best bands from the Deutsche New Hart or Harte genre, basically industrial metal legends. Die Krupps for a long time has not had their albums on streaming. They are finally got the rights back to put them on streaming. They also dropped a brand new single, which is coming out as a physical release, Will nicht muss, from their last album. So most of the classic Die Krupps albums, including Die Krupps: A Tribute to Metallica, which came out like right after the Black Album, is all on streaming finally. And I think they have new vinyl represses coming soon also. So good for them. Make that money. Speaking of artists with the new albums coming out, a lot of new stuff getting announced for 2026. Mothica. Don't know if you know who Mothica is. Go look her up on socials at Dear Mothica. Very similar to Poppy, similar to Spiritbox. She kind of had a big album out early last year and then kind of needed to take a step back and step away. And so she is back rejuvenated, new record deal, and now new music and video. Very cool. And her new music video kind of is fun because she's kind of like killing off her old persona and self, and also her new one. It's pretty interesting. Boy, this beard balm is incredible. It smells so good. King Ultra Mega, speaking of Soundgarden, is the tribute to Soundgarden and Chris Cornell. This is put together by our friend Mark Mengi of Metal Allegiance, and they put out a new single late last week, The Day I Tried to Live, featuring Charlie Benante, Mark Mengi on bass, Kim Thile of Soundgarden on guitar, and Lisa White Blues of Arch Enemy on vocals. It's pretty good. I like the Soundgarden Soundgarden cover done by Sevendust a little bit better, but it's pretty good. She's a great singer. She doesn't get enough dap as a melodic singer because she's basically singing just death metal mostly in Arch Enemy, but good stuff. Full King Ultra Mega album coming next year. Cephalic Carnage is a band I was just talking about a month ago. Like, what happened to them? Denver grindcore band obsessed with weed is getting a vinyl, first time ever, 25 years, vinyl re-release or repress of Exploiting Dysfunction, coming out on Relapse Records. I might get this. I love this picture of Randy Blythe from Lamb of God, just like, band put out a standalone single recently, Sepsis, and now they dropped a cool music video for it. Go check that out. Again, mentioned already, Headbangers Ball 2026 is a go. Damn, that's crazy. Where are the Epstein files? I don't fucking know. Where are they? All right. We're going to speed run the New Music Friday. And then I'm going to show you the very quick thing I have in my mailbag. And then we're going to move the fuck on. Big record releases this week. Gabe is in the chat. Gabe, I'm very proud of you with your new record. And we're going to talk about all these records in one more second as I call up the thingamajig. Hold on one more second. Right, here we go. New albums coming out this week. And I'll shout out when Ghost Cult has a review of them. I should also play some music, shouldn't I? This was suggested to me. Let's do, what is this record? I have to pick something that will not get me. Let's see if this doesn't backfire on me. Season of the Dead is one of the bands with a new album out this week. Let's see if Season of the Dead has some stuff on YouTube. Sorry for the click-clack. Season of the Dead is a supergroup featuring members of Incantation and will it let me? Here we go. Let's check this out. Tell me what you think of this song as I redo this. New albums coming out this week for November 14th, New Music Friday. 1914, Viribus Unitus on Napalm Records. All Sinners We Own the Night on Rat Pack Records. Ash Return, Defying Conquer on Surrender Denied. Bastard Skull, More Dread EP, Wormhole Death Records. Bellwitch and Ariel Ruin collab album number 2, Stygian Vow Volume 2. I like this metal. How do you feel about this? If you guys are hearing this, you're not hearing it on TikTok, but everybody else it's got the singer from Fulci and John from Incantation singing. Pretty great. A Day to Remember, What Separates Me from You, re-release on Cramped Recordings. My buddy Don DeLamont, Dancing on My Father's Grave and Other Stories. Dark Waters Records, Fall Stuff, Ode to the Dead. Pinball Winter, What Once Was EP for some folk metal. Grasshopper Lies Heavy, album called Heavy on Learning Curve Records. The Hana Blue Transitions EP. Imperial Domain, Paternatum on Wormhole Death Records. Lamp of Murmur, one of the best albums this week. The Dreaming Prince and Ecstasy on Rules of 80 Records. Mezzoro, Embrace the Awakening on RPM War. Motley Crue Theater paying 40th anniversary box set. I'm good, thanks. Born in the Light, Sorrow Feeds the Silence on Argonaut Records. Doom Metal. Negative Blast, Destroy Myself, For Fun, 31G Records, of course. My dude, Anthony Mosby. Dogs of Feedy EP, you can check that out on his Bandcamp. Of Mice and Men, Another Miracle. Nuclear Dudes, their second album this fall, Skeletal Blasphemy. Prayers, The Wounded Healer on Pelagic Records. Putrid-Bore, Unending Rotting Cycle. Rise of the North Star, Chapter 4. Aforementioned Season of the Dead. This is Zombie Chronicles Volume 1 on Time to Kill Records. Scorpions coming home live on Spanform Records. Stragiform tonight on Void Hammer Records. Death Metal. Various artists, No Life Till Leather, a tribute to Metallica's Kill 'Em All and the lining music. Great, I'm listening to a lot of that already. White Ceremony, A Beat 'Em, Whale Burner 1, Triumph, Tragedy, Yawning Man, The Phenomenal Pavement Ends, and Your Inland Empire, Your Empire. All right. Looks like the music's not working, but okay. I did my best. I did my best, y'all. I did my best. What can I say? Let's put me back. Boom. All right. I'm back. Sorry about that. I tried. It does not work. Really quick, on my way out the door, the mailbag. I got this awesome thing in the mail. You're going to have to tune in another time to see me unbox the whole thing, but this is just really fucking cool. I don't normally get stuff this cool sent to me, and I am really grateful. So check this out. I got the Smashing Pumpkins are celebrating 30 years of Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. And I feel like this is a band I really loved when they first came out. And over the years, I kind of got away from them. But I loved this record when it came out. And I felt like Billy Corgan, it's not my favorite singer compared to some of the others out there, but he's such a great songwriter and composer. And I really thought Melancholy was brilliant. So look at this thing they sent me, man. They sent me this giant 6 LP box set with like liner notes and lyrics and tarot cards and all this stuff. Came in this savable bag with the Melancholy logo on it. I don't know if you can see that too well. And then I'm going to do a whole video unbox and review of this. Look at this thing, man. This thing is massive. I can't even lift it. This is so cool. I rarely get stuff this cool. Look at this. This is what it comes with. All these albums and this big book of lyrics and drawings and sketches and notes from the studio with Butch Vig and I think Butch Vig and Billy Corgan. Incredible, man. 30 years of Melancholy and Infinite Sadness. Don't know if you guys are grunge fans or post-grunge or alternative rock. I really love Billy as a guitar player and a songwriter. Not so much as a singer, but like great band, and I'm really excited to deep dive into this. It's like 300. Hey, Southeast Heavens here. I didn't even see you there. Did you hear me shout out your album twice? Our podcast is live, Don. Thanks for being here. I want one too. It's expensive. Would I have bought this for myself at $330-$40? Probably not, but I'm stoked to have it. I'm very honored. So yeah. All right, just got in. All right, well, I'm leaving. I gotta go. But thanks for being here. As I say every week at this juncture of the show, thanks for watching. It's a tough time in the world, so please take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and as I always say, stay as metal as humanly possible, And I'm going to dance a jig on the way out. Thanks for being here. You can spend your time with anybody else. Thanks, Gabe. Thanks, Don. Thanks, King. Thanks, Melissa. Thanks, everybody watching. Much love and much appreciated. Rubber Band, thanks so much, man. Billy is a genius. Dowager Doom, everybody that was here, thanks so much. All right. I'm out. Peace. Let's dance a jig.